go.
Arne, did you have any doubt on that? The goal was coming?
If the goal was coming, if I had any doubt.
Yeah.
Yes, of course I had any. I had doubts about that because it's before we scored the two goals. It felt as if I was looking at the same game again and again and again, and the same pattern arised. So I said it already a few times in other interviews that against United everybody was focused on the Maguire chance, but the 7 minutes before we had 3 open chances. So many times in the recent weeks against Tottenham as well, we missed a lot of chances. Against Forest we missed a lot. So yeah, would have been a bit surprising if I felt, okay, after all these chances missed today, we will probably score in the last 5 minutes. But the players proved me wrong again.
Yeah, on that, obviously Darwin hasn't had one of his best seasons. I mean, what stands out for you about him with his perseverance or that kind of ability, I suppose, to keep going?
I think one of you, not you, but you was not there, asked me similar things before the game about Darwin, and I didn't agree then that he's not having a good season. I think he's having a very good. He's having a good season. He scores goals. He works very hard for the team. He assists, but he's in competition with a lot of good players. So that's why he's not every single game on the pitch. But I'm very happy with him. Not only because he scored today 2 goals. That of course helps. But I'm very happy with the other performances he put in for us as well.
Sam? I take your point about Darwin, but I think the headline before this morning was 9 goals in 11 months. So obviously for strikers it is important to score.
Yeah.
And you said, I think, in your press conference about teams in low blocks, it's very difficult for him. It doesn't suit him. But those were 2 sort of poachers' goals today, weren't they?
Poachers' goals?
Sort of in the penalty box.
Yeah. But the first one was a long build-up. The second one was a counter-attack. But no, he can of course score his goals against the low block because he's a striker and he's a threat in crosses as well. Immediately after he came on, he had quite a good chance when Robbo crossed it in. But if it's about strikers or if it's about the team, if we would not have scored today in the last 5 minutes, then the headlines would have been Liverpool drops points again. And no one would have told you 37 shots on target. What a display. How many teams were able against Brentford to have 37 shots on target during a game. And now, because of us scoring 2, probably there's a bit of emphasis on that fact as well. But so this is the industry we work in. As a manager, the team, the players, we all accept this. And we all understand this, that there's a lot of focus on if it doesn't go well. And not as much on the fact if you have a great performance. So we are an industry where it's about winning and losing, and not about if you play beautiful football, yes or no. People only enjoy good football, beautiful football if you win, and otherwise there's no focus at all on the performance.
Arne, you say it would have been another headline about dropping points, but against United because they played so well, you thought, okay, we can take a point there. You go behind against Forest, you think, well, okay, we'll take a point there. But today would have felt much worse than those, would it not?
Again, you are talking about the result because I focus on my own team. So let's not focus on the teams we faced. But if you look at simple about amount of chances created, and I think you all are a bit aware of the XG. Is that something familiar for you now? Do me a favor and look back at our United game and see what the XG of both teams were, and do this against Forest and do this today. Then you will probably see that there's nothing changed with us between now and the start of the season or the first half of the season. What you do see is that it's at this moment of time a bit harder for us to convert our chances into goals. That's not only up to us, that's also because teams throw themselves in front of every ball. Every time we get a chance, so many of the other team try to prevent us from scoring because they're always all of them are in a low block. So I have a different opinion than you about our current performances, but we have the same opinion about our results. That is true.
What I meant was that it would have been a third in a row, and against a team who aren't traditionally one of the strongest teams in the Premier League.
No, with a very difficult away game to play at. But sorry, continue your question.
But a third one in a row, 6 points dropped out of 9. That would have some loss?
Yeah, because we are an industry that is only talking about results. But I think me as a manager would have felt that we crumble, because I heard that word just a second ago. So now I'm trying to use it without exactly knowing what it means. But I think it means that we go down a bit. I, as a manager, I've told the players during this week again, I couldn't have asked for more in the Forest game. Only one counter-attack conceded and so many chances created against a team that hardly ever concedes any chance at all in their game. Brentford has never faced this season, I'm 99.9% sure of that, 37 shots in a game. So what can I ask more of our players? I saw today that Brentford were more of a threat in the counter-attack than Forest were. That be clear. But that has also to do with a lot of credits you have to give to Brentford, because I saw their game on Tuesday, where it was a completely equal game. Both teams had numerous chances. And they came back after 2-0 behind. So we knew how hard it was to play. We knew how hard it was to play at Forest. And we knew how difficult it is to play against such a low block as United played against us and later on against Arsenal. So, second half of the season always more difficult to win. But I cannot ask more from these players. They give everything they have. Dave?
This is possibly a little bit off topic, but can you talk a little bit about how much assurance you get from Van Dijk and Konate at the back, that solid foundation?
Yeah, a lot. That's clear. Because I think today also you saw more than in the Forest game that I think if I would have been the manager of Brentford, I would probably tell you, there were moments for us to win the game, because there were moments for them to win the game. And most of those moments were defended really well by Ibu and by Virgil. So they went on in a 1v1 against them in a counter-attack. But we pushed them wide really well, which helped, of course, Alisson to save those shots. But these players, because I emphasized on that in the pre-match meeting, and Bueno likes to go to his left, and they scored a lot by going inside. So, of course, one of the reasons why we're so high in the league table is because we have two and four very good centre backs.
Well done.
Oh, there's one. You don't want to give him a chance?
Last one. Yeah, Will.
I was just asked about RBL. He hasn't had a lot of football. You said last week you had to speak to him, but involved in both goals today.
Yeah.
Really makes a big impact.
Yeah.
Speak to like his performance when he came on.
Yeah, it was. And I'm happy that we give you the chance to ask an extra question, because in all the other interviews there was a lot of focus on Darwin, because he scored 2 goals. And every time I said, but don't forget Harvey. He had a big impact on both goals as well. So it's so nice for us as a team, that I have players that can impact the game on the bench as well. So this happened in Forest with Jota and Costas, and today with Harvey and with Darwin. If you only focus on results, again, if you also focus on performance, what I do, I also like Drobbo and Curtis when they came in, and Federico was only for 5 minutes, so you can't say a lot about that. But it's nice to have so many opportunities on the bench as well. That's why they have to stay available. They have to stay fit. And because one of the strengths of a team is not only 4 good centre backs, but definitely also players that can impact the game from the bench.